So much for Biden loan forgiveness. Shaking my head. We're just trying to make an honest living. Chente, miente y no está con la gente. And superintendent, is he running for school board? It is Monday, October the 3rd, 17, 7:17 a.m. This is Good Morning Brownsville, and my name is Frankie Olivo. Now, have you stepped outside today? Haven't you noticed that it seems as if there will be a change in weather? And thank God, because living in South Texas, it seems as if it is hot for the majority of the year. Now, hopefully that will change. This week should be a lovely week to start off. Tuesday, and Wednesday, we'll be seeing the lows of 83 degrees. Uh, this weekend, we should be seeing some sort of rain, but it will be nice, continued weather through Wednesday, and then a change of pattern could lead to some precipitation, some rainfall, in the 20 to 40% chance this coming weekend, starting on Thursday. The city of Brownsville currently right now is looking at 88 degrees. The Cabrera boys, Jason, out in South Padre Island, are looking at a cool 82 degrees. And the city of Harlingen currently right now is looking at 89 degrees. So it should be breezy. It should be beautiful. Perfect time to bust out the San Marcos, bust out the Letterman. We should be getting some cool weather coming up this upcoming week. Now, the Democrats throughout their campaign have been running on the notion of promises. They don't really have much to hang their hat on. They still have not addressed the issues that are very important to us: immigration, our borders. There is talks of them swinging that piece of meat in front of our eyes. And one big thing that this current administration prided itself in was saying that student loans were going to be forgiven. And that is something that just about everyone, well, it depends on what side of the aisle you land on, but you had a lot of individuals that were excited and said, oh, this is great. This is really going to help out the economy. Instead of people paying those couple $100 on their repayment, they'll be able to, buy essential goods, the necessities. It was alarming to note that currently right now the student debt sits at a $1.6 trillion, and many people on both sides questioned and stated, "Is this need to print out more money?" He was criticized from his own party and President Obama's top economic advisors. They did state that, hey, this could lead to even more inflation, and this is going to raise tuition costs even more. But what we saw from everyone with a student loan debt said, hey, $20,000 is going to be forgiven. That's awesome. And you notice that it's always around election time when these promises are made. Here locally at BISD recently, the teachers were given a salary, a step increase, but other factors came into play. Insurance went up, inflation is through the roof. So even though you're giving these individuals a raise, it's mainly a wash because they do have to pay more out of pocket. But nonetheless, the Democratic Party used this in their favor and stated, vote for President Biden because President Biden is going to forgive your loans. Well, now it came to pass. Good morning. Hope to see you very soon. Hope you have a great day. Well, now news just broke out this past weekend that over close to 1 million people will not be awarded this debt forgiveness. Now, there are many factors that are going into this. There are many states, many Republican states, that are filing lawsuits regarding this issue. Again, could this lead to higher inflation? Are you okay with the government printing out money? Now, we have those individuals that said, hey, I pay for my school. I did it the hard way. Why should these people be given handouts? The Democratic Party, it seems, has no traction here locally in District 34 with Chente Gonzalez. He's got no traction here in South Texas. It seems as if the voters here locally have become disenfranchised. And that is something that we're going to talk about on Wednesday, have become disenfranchised with the Democratic Party. Is this playing true at the national level? We have the president who promised us and said, I'm going to wipe out student debt. His economic advisor said, hey, president, you shouldn't go that route. There's a lot of money. It can lead to inflation. Okay, I'm only going to wipe out 20 grand. Mr. President, there are still some things that are going from bad to worse very quickly. What was once a promise of wiping out the debt, it seems as if this promise will not go through. Are you okay with administrators, with leaders, weaponizing issues like this that are important to us? Because if someone promises to assist us with our debt, we will be enamored with them. We will be in love with them. Like, oh my God, you're my saving grace. But again, is this just a ploy? Is this just a ploy to get your vote? Are you okay with being lied to from your Democrats? Now, we're just out here trying to make an honest living, man. Times are tough, and it seems as if many of us have not been able to bounce back uh, from the hardships, the economic hardships that many went through and many continue to go through from the COVID-19 pandemic. And who can forget, those troubling times? We were shut down for several weeks. Individuals lost their jobs, and there was a lot of turmoil, a lot of domestic violence because, as you know, stress builds up whenever we don't have enough to put on the kitchen table. At the end of the day, that is how we are measured. We try as people of family, to provide our loved ones, our family, with better opportunities. And nowadays, it seems as if everyone is feeling the pinch. Rent right now is becoming unaffordable. Gas prices has been dipping, but at one time, it was it wasn't an all-time high. PUB, again, we can spend a whole show on PUB and talk about how they are screwing us. And they talk about the meters, and they talk about reading, they talk about the resaca fee. All it does is keep on adding fees. And we have seen disconnection notices pop up. We have seen uh, large electrical statements. The highest I've seen for a house is 11 to $1,200, and you and I can agree that's a mortgage payment. While many individuals in those political circles and with the financial resources, they're able to withstand this turmoil. They're okay with paying a couple $100, $1,000, because at the end of the day, to them, it doesn't phase them. They have nice businesses, they got nice jobs, but it's us, the common folks. It's us, the common folks, that are having to deal with this issue. And all I'm asking from the city of Brownsville is, can't you give my people some slack? At the end of the day, all we're trying to do is make an honest living. Just yesterday, these pictures and videos were sent in to me, and this concerned citizen was upset. He said, "Look at this individual, Frankie, not causing no harm, trying to make an honest buck. Times are tough, and what do we see? We see the city of Brownsville shutting them down." Now, I understand the potential um, ramifications or the dangers that this could bring. We talk about, the health code. What if, as somebody commented, well, what if somebody eats these elotes? What if somebody eats these watermelons? What if somebody eats these products and gets sick? Now, you and I can agree that, that could be an issue. But at the end of the day, why is our government so hell bound on shutting down these small, I wouldn't even call them small mom and pops, You think they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars each day? These people who sell elotes, these people who are out there, selling a service, selling a product, they're only trying to make a couple bucks. If they make a couple $100, I would be surprised. But haven't you noticed that on a Sunday, these people are so quick to shut these people down? Doesn't it bother you? It pisses me off because whenever we have an issue with the city, whenever we ask for help for some relief, what do they say? Oh, we'll go through the proper channels. We'll see. We have a concerned citizen who goes to the PUB board meeting and wants to record to broadcast and show the community, provide this information. What do? They shut them down. They kick them out. No recording allowed at PUB. Instances like this, ladies and gentlemen, where individuals are just trying to make an honest living, just trying to get by, the city is so quick to shut them down. That bothers me. And again, we understand there is health code violations. We understand that, but aren't these same issues that people go through whenever they set up shop at Sombrero Fest? Why is it? Because they pay a fee, and my people that set up shop, they don't. Why is it? Why is it that the small people, the most vulnerable people, the city attacks? It bothers me because at the end of the day, these individuals, they're not selling crack, they're not selling drugs, they're not filling our streets with these narcotics. What they're doing is they're trying to take back some money to put some food on the table. Times are tough, ladies and gentlemen. And again, PUB is through the roof. Rent is high. Inflation, eggs, milk, cheese, butter, the essential items in which you and I use on a daily basis have gone up. Haven't you gone to the grocery store lately? Haven't you noticed? And again, you and I could possibly, you know, afford these things, but not my people. Not my people who are out there on a Sunday afternoon trying to sell their watermelon, trying to sell their elotes en un vaso. It bothers me, ladies and gentlemen, because instead of our municipal government providing the resources, and I don't want to just place blame on our municipal government, on our county government, on our state and state senators and our local representatives. Now we do have new people here in office, but this goes a long time back, and it just goes to show you that here in South Texas we do not have resources. We do not have jobs. And what do? My people resort to posting up in Olmito, trying to sell watermelon, trying to sell elotes en vaso. Why? Because we do not have jobs, ladies and gentlemen. And those same individuals, those same entities, the county, the city, those same entities that are supposed to provide us with the resources, that are supposed to provide us with the tools, what do? They shut you down. Compadre, pues tú no me ayudas. You don't help me, man. Our municipal government, our local government should be one that provides opportunity for our people and for them to be so quick to shut these, I don't even want to call them mom and pop shops, but my people who are just trying to make an honest living, who are just trying to provide for the family, just to make a few $100, a couple bucks, they get shut down. Doesn't this bother you, ladies and gentlemen? Is it because they're not paying a fee, such as the Sombrero Fest? Don't you think there's health code violations in those establishments? You think they care about the sanitary? Oh my God, hombre, andan bien norteados in there. Hombre, these people are drunk to dele. La carne toda molida, toda. It bothers me, ladies and gentlemen, because at the end of the day, these entities, the municipal government, the county government, is to provide jobs, resources for our people. And what happens when they don't? We, the people, say, you know what? Screw the government. We're going to figure out on our own. We're going to set up these mom and pop shops and try to make a couple 60, 80 bucks, $100. Hopefully I can take some food to my family. And what does our government do? They're so quick on shutting us down. It is times like these, ladies and gentlemen, when we should be a lot more considerate of our people. We are going through economic hardship. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is just the beginning. Are you okay with your government, your local municipal government, shutting down these mom and pop stores because they do not have a permit, because they do not pay the fee? We understand that there's health code uh, uh, implications to this. We understand that. But what bothers us is that those same entities that are supposed to provide the jobs for us and the resources, they don't. And when my people say, you know what, screw you, government, I'm going to do it on my own, they're so quick to shut them down. It bothers me. It really bothers me because there is economic hardship. There is people that are suffering. And instead of us providing the jobs, helping them, assisting them, providing the resources, we're so quick. We're so quick to shut them down. That should bother you, ladies and gentlemen. Next time you see one of those puestecitos, stop by and give them, spend your $5, $10, because our local government is not helping them at all. Good morning, Cindy. Say hello to all the beautiful people in the city, the beautiful city of Harlingen, Texas. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. Hope to see you soon one day. Have a great day. Now, a lot has been amping up for this upcoming election. We are less than 20 some days from early voting, and District 34 has been, as of right now, a one-sided race. And the reason why I said that because is Chente Gonzalez has not been making waves. The only waves that Chente Gonzalez has been making as of late has been for all the wrong reasons. We have seen Congresswoman Mayra Flores address the issue at PUB, and she has been the only elected official on the record that has questioned and brought upon this to her current campaign and said, hey, something needs to be fixed. Now, while individuals have stated, why is she doing this? Only the city commission can do this. You're right. That is correct. But at the end of the day, I like my politicians to be ballsy. I want them to take a stand. I want them to be my champion. I want them to pick up tables and say, hey, something's got to be done. We do not see that. We do not see that from Chente. And just recently, it seems as if Chente lied. Chente miente y no está con la gente. Just recently, Vicente Gonzalez did attend a campaign event in which the same day he failed to show in person for key votes. And the reasons behind this was because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And the way it works is that of this loophole that these congressmen, women have, is that they're able to allow someone to stand in their place and vote for them. That is called a proxy vote. The interesting thing was that Vicente Gonzalez had the opportunity to vote on this very important issue, and Vicente Gonzalez opted to vote by a proxy vote on a bill that avoided government shutdown. Now, this event, which Vicente Gonzalez attended, was a women forum event that was presented, that was held by the local Democratic Party. And what we have seen from Vicente Gonzalez and his camp has been nothing. He currently represents District 15, but you would think that this individual who is fighting, who is wanting our vote, would be a little bit more active, a little bit more vocal with the current issues. He really hasn't taken a stand regarding just about anything. Our Congresswoman Mayra Flores, on the other hand, has hit the ground running. Veterans Day, she was at Hannah High School this past weekend, assisting the youth with any questions that they may have regarding a them potentially joining the armed services. She has petitioned, and which we are very thankful and proud that she has petitioned for the city of Brownsville to have their very own veteran cemetery. As we all know, the closest cemetery that we have for the veterans is in Mission. Vicente Gonzalez has not done pretty much anything, but he has pretty much benefited himself. Vicente Gonzalez in Hidalgo County has not paid his taxes. First, we see that he lied. He said that because of the COVID-19 pandemic, he is not going to be voting, that he voted proxy meaning he allowed somebody to stand in his place. But this is the same Vicente Gonzalez that was here at this forum. And look at him. Is he wearing a mask? You think he's 6 feet distance from the other participants or the crowd in there? Vicente Gonzalez stated that the reasons why he will not be attending the key vote regarding the government shutdown was because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Because of this issue, he elected not to attend that very important vote. And look at him here. Is he wearing a mask? You think he's worried about the COVID-19 pandemic here? Are you okay with your local elected officials lying to you, lying to the national government and saying, I can attend because of the COVID pandemic, but I'm going to attend a local event where I can try and gain votes? Are you okay with that? Again, this is the same individual that doesn't pay his taxes. In Hidalgo County for many years, he was in the red. It wasn't until they brought it up to his attention that for 8 years he wasn't paying taxes. And he said, oh, oops, it was an oversight. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy is a millionaire. You don't think he's got accountants? You don't think he's got people preparing his taxes? You don't think he's got economic advisors? You don't think he's got people overlooking his books? This is not an oversight, ladies and gentlemen. This individual is entitled. He feels entitled. He is a millionaire. He does not have to respond to these type of issues. Let's not forget, China Chente, Vicente, had his money in China. Now you can say, hey, he's just a businessman. Well, I guess you're right. But why doesn't he have it here? Doesn't it look bad for a congressman to have a bank overseas in a country in which the government, the US government currently is at odds with? Could that be seen as a bribe? Could that be seen as a favor? Could that be seen as something odd? Why would a congressman have money in a foreign account? Vicente Gonzalez lied to those in Washington. He stated that he could not attend the very important vote because of COVID. And then we have him on that very same day, ladies and gentlemen, without a mask, interacting with his constituents. And even the worst thing that I found from Congressman Vicente Gonzalez has been this. There was an event back in 2016. Could you believe that Vicente Gonzalez refuses to put his hand over his heart for the Pledge of Allegiance? Don't you think that's disrespectful to the United States? Don't you think that's disrespectful to those veterans? How do you feel of individuals? Colin Kaepernick was a very serious issue. And what bothers me is that, here at Good Morning Brownsville, we value our veterans. We hold them in the highest regards, and we try to provide information that will be beneficial to our veterans and their families. How do you feel about this individual pulling the Colin Kaepernick? Does he not know that individuals died for our rights? So you and I could live in a democratic society in which we wouldn't have to deal with totalitarianism, with dictatorship. Land of the free, home of the brave. And this, my friends, is the individual that wants your vote. Vicente Gonzalez lies. Chente, miente y no está con la gente. He just recently lied, and he used the excuse that because of the COVID-19 pandemic, he won't be able to vote. But on that same day, he was at this woman empowering event. He does not pay his taxes. He has bank accounts in China, which looks bad. That could be seen as a bribe. Why do you have cash in foreign accounts? But the worst thing, ladies and gentlemen, to me personally, the worst thing is this: when an individual does not salute the flag, does not put his hand over his heart, does not respect those men and women who took that oath to protect and serve and gave their ultimate lives. Is this your candidate, ladies and gentlemen, for District 34? Is this the individual that you want representing you? What I've said from the very beginning is Mayra Flores. Mayra Flores has hit the ground running. Once she touched foot in Washington, she's been working for us day in and day out. And all we've seen throughout these past, what was it, May, June? She's been at this for 3, 4, 5 months. And look at all the great things she's done. She's working, ladies and gentlemen. She's working hard for your vote. I ask you to consider the Congresswoman, to give her 4 years. Democrats have reigned supreme in our area for 30 plus years. What have they brought us? We do not have jobs. We do not have economic opportunity. Our youth have to leave. My brothers are in Midland, are in Nashville, are in Ohio, because here locally, our people that are elected to represent us, all they worry about is their pocketbooks. Screw everyone else, unfortunately. Are you confident with your smile? Whenever you go out, are you showing your teeth? I know I wasn't. That was until I went to All Valley Smiles. All Valley Smiles is the place to go. If you need any dentures, if you need any fillings, any crowns, make sure you contact our friends that are located between South Padre Island and Paredes Line Road. It is next to the CVS and Wingstop. Again, having a beautiful smile is one that brings about confidence. I've known individuals that are scared to talk, are scared to even smile because of missing teeth. Don't let this issue be one that affects you smiling. At the end of the day, being able to smile brings about confidence. Our friends at All Valley Smiles Dental Office could provide you with that smile and that confidence that you need. Make sure you stop by and let them know that Good Morning Brownsville, sent you. Now, a lot has been talked about also in a very important race, which is BISD. But one thing very interesting that I've been following has been our very own superintendent. Now, I get a lot of messages, and the cool thing about it is that I get a lot of messages from Hidalgo County. If you haven't noticed, in Hidalgo County there are about 3 to 4 anonymous pages, and these anonymous people they do a good job of exposing corruption. Uh, the beauty behind them is that they hide behind a mask. They're anonymous in its true sense and form. While myself, I don't have that luxury. If I present information, I for every rock that I throw, I have 10 coming back at me. But that's okay. I've learned to accept this, and it is what it is. I'm here to provide my community with useful information that will make our city hopefully a better place. One thing that we've been following, and one thing that my friends from Hidalgo County have been messaging me about, has been our very own superintendent. And they did state, "Hey, brother, have you noticed what has been going on?" And I said, "No, fill me in." And they said, "Well, it seems as if the superintendent is ready to hang up, to throw the white flag. He is ready to leave BISD, and he's ready to go back to Edinburgh, where he's from." And I stated, "How so? Going back to be a superintendent?" And he said, "No, sir. He's gearing up to run for Edinburgh CISD as a board member." And if you haven't followed them, make sure you go on Facebook right now and follow the page, The Truth Tellers of RGV. And it states, greetings, Edinburgh Consolidated Independent School District. Loco Louis is lying again. He is telling everyone that if the incumbents get reelected, that they will bring back Rene Gutierrez as a superintendent. That is completely false. You see, Loco Louis has been noticing that Rene Gonzalez has been attending many functions in Edinburgh. Mr. Gutierrez does not want to come back to Edinburgh CISD. He does want to come back. I'm sorry. Mr. Gutierrez does want to come back to Edinburgh, but not as a superintendent. Mr. Gutierrez wants to be an Edinburgh school board member, and he will run. He will run against Loco Louis. Now, what is the reasons behind Dr. Rene Gutierrez wanting out of Dodge? He was hired in 2018, 2019. So he's just about to complete 3 to 4 years. Now, the key number that we have to remember here is 4. On the school board, 4 is the magic number. Does he see the writings on the wall with this upcoming election, where the community is disenfranchised with the current administration, with BISD, with the board members, and even with him at the helm? Now, the superintendent is the CEO of BISD, one that leads, one that guides us into the future. Well, let's take a look at what has been transpiring at BISD as of late. Well, there was a vote of no confidence for Dr. Rene Gutierrez, the BISD superintendent. And who could forget that during the COVID-19 pandemic, many teachers and community members were outraged. His lack of empathy, his lack of being in tune with the community. Many teachers, as we all know, the morale is shot. They are leaving in droves. They are not satisfied. They feel unappreciated by this current administration. AOBE, AOBE, and their members, they did file this petition and stated, we do not have confidence in the leadership of Rene Gutierrez as being CEO. And again, CEO is someone that runs the day-to-day operations. A CEO is someone that is in charge at the helm. Also, what we have seen has been that Dr. Rene Gutierrez has been parading his candidates throughout the school district. As we all know, we are less than let's say 4 weeks away. We're 4 weeks away. No, we are 4 weeks away from early voting. What we have seen has been that he is so adamant on keeping those 4 numbers. He has been parading his candidates throughout the school. He's been letting us know who his candidates are. He's been very quick to state that these are my candidates. But what have those candidates done for the community? Did you notice that? Again, I want you, the viewer, the voter, I want you to be selfish. Just the way you're selfish about your money, just the way you're selfish about your family, as you rightfully should. I want you to be selfish with your vote. Be like, what's in it for me? Not what's in it for the board members, because as you all know, the board members get on there y hacen mugrero y medio. We should be selfish, ladies and gentlemen, with our vote. What are those board members going to do for us? Well, let's take a look. What have these board members done for us? They just recently, those board members that Rene Gutierrez is parading around school, those board members were the same board members that voted 5-2 to increase your taxes. How do you feel? You're getting it from PUB, you're getting it from your landlord. Inflation is through the roof. How do you feel with individuals saying, raise their taxes, hombre, al cabo, ni votan? Are you okay with that? These individuals want 4 more years to be at the helm? What have we seen from these board members? There is no direction. Our teacher morale is shot. Our leadership, our CEO seems to be ready to leave. Could this be possibly because of this upcoming election? We started this segment stating that Rene Gutierrez has been eyeing the Edinburgh Consolidated Independent School Board as him running in that race as a school board member. Could it be because he sees the writings on the wall? Could this be a ship? Could this be a ship that is sinking? Haven't you noticed that individuals now are pissed off with the recent electrical rates, with BISD raising taxes? People are pissed off. And you know what they're saying? What do I have to do? Who do I have to take to go vote? Because this is enough. We started with Rene Gutierrez being the CEO of BISD, but there's another CEO making its waves throughout town. I've been hearing CEO for BISD, CEO for BISD. I want my community to vote CEO for this upcoming race. Victor Caballero is the C. Victor Caballero has over 40 years of experience in the educational system. Victor Caballero for place 2 is part of that CEO. Victor Caballero will bring about that change that we so desperately need here in the city of Brownsville. I encourage my friends and community, when you go vote, vote for the CEO for BISD. Vote Caballero for place 2. Vote CEO, my community, the E for Elizondo for place 1. It is important for us to recognize that the individuals, there are 2 individuals in place 1 that still have ties to Sylvia Atkinson. Drew Brown has not distanced herself from Sylvia Atkinson. And according to the federal transcripts, Philip Cowan accepted a $2,000 bribe for him to vote the way Sylvia wanted. You don't believe me? We'll request a transcript. CEO is what the community needs for BISD. C, Caballero. E, Elizondo. And O, Ortiz. CEO is what I want my community to remember this on election day. We are 3 weeks away, ladies and gentlemen. We're 3 weeks away from election. It is time for us to send a clear message. That board belongs to the community, and the individuals that will help us get there. E, Caballero, is the E, Elizondo, and the O, Ortiz. Make sure you remember the CEO for this upcoming race. And that, my friends, is the rest of the story. Biden, Papi Biden, my friend's Papi, not my Papi. So much for Papi Biden's loan forgiveness. Shaking my head. It was revealed that first it was going to be a clean wipe of the student loans. Next it was, only 20,000. And now, right before election time, the worst timing of all is right before election time. Over 1 million people will not be given this promise. Again, the Democrats are saying, you want your loan forgiveness? Vote for me. Vote for me. Student forgiveness is no more. We're just trying to make an honest living here. It pisses me off whenever I see on a Sunday, of all places, when the city supposedly is not working, they go shut down these mom and pop establishments who are trying to sell watermelon, who are trying to sell these elotes and vasos. Why? We need relief in other ways. We need you to provide jobs. We need you to provide resources. Close down my people's little puestecito. It is because of your lack of management, because of your lack of focus. Again, these individuals are so hell-bound on making sure that they got money that they forget about us, the common folks, us, we the people. It pisses me off, ladies and gentlemen, when I get these pictures, when I get these messages and say, look, Frankie, these people out here are just trying to make an honest living. And the city comes and shut them down. We understand there's a health code, implications, violations, things like that. But instead of helping our community, we're hurting them even more. If that doesn't bother you, you have a problem. Chente miente y no está con la gente. He recently lied and he used the excuse that he won't be voting on a key vote regarding the government shutdown because of the COVID-19 pandemic on that same day in which he was set to vote. When he used a proxy is someone, a stand-in, able to vote. He was in this woman empowering event. Chente miente y no está con la gente. What we've seen from this candidate is lies, deception. He doesn't pay his taxes. He thinks he's better than everybody. He's got a foreign bank account in China. Could that be seen as a bribe? And the worst thing, ladies and gentlemen, which we saw, was that he has no respect for the flag. He's got no respect for those veterans that took the ultimate oath. Chente miente y no está con la gente. Mayra Flores is a candidate that we need to represent us in Washington. And is Rene Gutierrez running for the school board in Edinburgh? That is what my counterparts in Hidalgo County have been feeding me information, feeding me pictures of him at these local events. Could this be because he sees a writing on the wall? Teacher morale is shot. The parents are taking their students out in droves by the hundreds, if not thousands, and putting them in charter schools. The superintendent has been parading his candidates, the same candidates that voted to raise your taxes. Are you okay with electing individuals on the school board that raise your taxes? Don't they see what we're going through? PUB is through the roof. Rent is unaffordable. Inflation is causing us to pay even more for the essential goods. And now we have these candidates raising your taxes. CEO is what I hear. I hear rumblings throughout the streets of Brownsville. I hear rumblings throughout the teachers' organizations. I hear rumblings throughout the community. CEO for BISD, CEO for BISD. I ask my community to remember the CEO that we need for the Brownsville Independent School District. C. Caballero, E. Elizondo, and O. Ortiz. And that, my friends, is the rest of the story. It is Monday, October the 3rd, 7:57 a.m. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. Hope to see you here on Wednesday. God bless.